Chosen one, listen closely. This is no ordinary Sunday. Heaven has been stirring since the moment your eyes opened. You felt it in your chest, yet trembling, as though something unseen brushed against your spirit and whispered your name. The air itself carries a different weight today. Time slows because heaven is aligning its will with your obedience. This is the moment the delay breaks. This is the dawn of your miracle. You are not here by coincidence. Everything you've walked through, every silent night, every unanswered prayer has led to this very breath. Heaven has waited for the yes rising inside you right now. And as you read, something shifts. You can feel the pull of divine electricity in your soul. The whisper becomes a roar. You have been chosen for this hour. Your Sunday has arrived. Not the calendar day, but the spiritual dawn that resets your story. The world calls it a weekend, but heaven calls it your awakening. Every storm that tried to drown you was really a baptism of fire, cleansing you for this revelation. Every rejection that broke your heart was heaven's way of rerouting you to destiny. You are not forsaken, you are being revealed. Lift your eyes. Chosen one, you are standing at the edge of fulfillment. The angelic hosts lean close. They've been waiting for this acknowledgement from your lips. I am ready, Lord, because heaven only unlocks what the heart finally agrees to receive. The trials that once buried you have become the soil from which miracles sprout. Your pain was prophecy in disguise. Each sleepless night became the ink with which God wrote your testimony. You have cried enough tears to baptize your own faith. Now, the King has stepped into your valley and spoken light into the shadows that lingered too long. Heaven's whisper this morning is simple. Rise, not later. Not after you feel worthy now. The power that hovered over creation hovers over you in this moment. It does not wait for perfection. It responds to surrender. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead is breathing new strength into your lungs. You are being resurrected from spiritual fatigue into divine purpose. You have been underestimated because you were hidden. The silence around your name was heaven's veil of protection, not punishment. But today, that covering lifts. The heavens declare, let the chosen rise. And you, yes, you will walk out of every grave of disappointment, clothed in authority. The fear that once controlled you no longer has jurisdiction. The doubt that whispered you were not enough is now silenced by the echo of divine truth. You are the evidence that grace still rewrites stories. You are the vessel through which heaven will prove that delay does not mean denial. Look around you, the signs are already forming. Doors that refuse to move are creaking open. People who turned away will soon witness your elevation. This Sunday marks a spiritual decree that no force of darkness can revoke. The heavens are open above you, and the light of favor pours down like rain on parched ground. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14, you are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. That is your identity. Chosen one, you are not invisible, you are illuminated. The world tried to dim you because it feared your glow, but heaven has declared that your light will not be silenced. You are the beacon for those still wandering in the dark, the testimony that faith still works, that obedience still opens gates of glory. So stand tall today, straighten your shoulders, breathe deeply, and let gratitude flood your being. Every cell of your body responds to divine command when you choose faith over fear. You are the living proof of grace. the answer to someone's prayer, the reflection of divine mercy wrapped in human skin. Your great Sunday has arrived not as a day on the calendar, but as the day heaven recognizes your readiness. This is your crossover moment, your spiritual new year. Heaven has already released what you've been waiting for. It is no longer pending, it is in motion. Now lift your head, chosen one, and receive this word into your spirit. You are favored. You are covered. You are the fulfillment of divine promise in human form. Let your voice join heaven's song by declaring, I receive my miracle. Oh, if this message stirs something inside you, don't let it fade. Let heaven see your agreement. Take a sacred action right now, like share, subscribe, and comment 777 as a prophetic sign that you align with heaven's timing. This isn't superstition. It's your declaration of faith that says, I am ready for my miracle. Heaven hears the sound of obedience. Your act of faith in this very moment becomes a signal, a beacon, rising through the clouds that says, the chosen one is awake. The delay was divine. You have wondered why the promises tarried, why prayers that felt so pure were met with silence, why others moved ahead while you seemed left behind. But heaven was not ignoring you. It was arranging something beyond your comprehension. The stillness was never abandonment. It was incubation. You were not waiting for the miracle. The miracle was waiting for you to mature into its weight. You see, some blessings arrive only when the vessel is strong enough to hold them. You prayed for overflow, but God was fortifying your foundation first. The delay became the anvil where your faith was hammered into unbreakable steel. Every unanswered question shaped your endurance. Every closed door trained your discernment. Heaven's timing was never late. It was surgical. You cried, Lord, why me? And heaven replied, because you are chosen. Chosen ones are refined differently. The fire that others escape becomes the very place where you are purified. While you thought you were standing still, roots were digging deeper, anchoring your spirit for a season of divine fruitfulness. What you mistook as stagnation was secret preparation. The potter was still shaping the clay. Listen carefully. Chosen one, heaven delays not to destroy hope, but to direct it. Had the door opened earlier, pride might have entered with you. Had the relationship survived, it might have derailed your destiny. The divine calendar does not follow earthly clocks. Every minute that felt wasted is now being redeemed in multiplication. You have been walking through divine rehearsal. The wilderness you endured trained your obedience to move on command. You learned how to trust when no evidence appeared, how to worship when nothing made sense, how to hold on when all you had was faith's whisper. This is spiritual maturity, the ability to believe God's voice more than your own fear. There were nights when your heart questioned whether heaven even remembered your name. You felt like David crying from the caves, how long, O Lord? But even in your despair, God's silence was not neglect, it was divine artistry. You were learning the language of stillness, the sound of purpose forming behind the veil. Heaven's pauses are never wasted. Each delay carries sacred data, the unseen wisdom of divine orchestration. You may not see the whole design yet, but heaven does. The hand of God has been quietly moving people, places, and timing to align with your ultimate calling. The slow unfolding of destiny is mercy disguised as waiting. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. That single truth rewrites the pain of your past delays. It tells you that heaven's clocks are precise, that not one tear fell outside divine timing. When you thought nothing was happening, purpose was germinating underground. You were being hidden, not forgotten, protected, not punished. Think back. Chosen one, if the blessing had come when you demanded it, would you have been ready to carry it? You might have mishandled what you begged for. God's "not yet" was his mercy wrapping around your impatience. And though you saw the delay as silence, it was actually heaven whispering, "Hold on, I'm perfecting this for you." Len, now, every second of waiting is being woven into redemption. What once looked like wasted time becomes the testimony that no delay can deny destiny. Your waiting room was the birthplace of wisdom, humility, and discernment. You now walk with a stillness that frightens the enemy because patience is the mark of spiritual authority. You will soon understand that the delay was not a detour, it was a divine filter. It sifted out what couldn't go with you, the friendships that faded, the opportunities that vanished, the doors that refused to open. All of it was heaven protecting the purity of your calling. So today, breathe deeply. Release the frustration, the resentment, the questions. Trust that God is not late. The same hand that delayed the blessing is now releasing it at the appointed hour. You are stepping into a season where everything that felt behind will suddenly accelerate. Not by your striving, but by divine synchronization. The delay was divine. And now the divine has declared, enough waiting. Heaven's schedule moves, and your name is written on today's command. The fulfillment that once felt distant is at your doorstep. And when it arrives, you will not just receive a blessing, you will understand the builder behind it. The hidden battle you never saw was never small. While you questioned if God had forgotten, heaven was fully engaged in a war for your destiny. Every night you wrestled with anxiety, every thought that told you to give up, every sudden wave of discouragement that came without reason. These were not random moments. They were indicators that your name was being spoken in heavenly courts and resisted in the unseen realm. You were under attack not because you were weak, but because you were marked, chosen one. There are battles fought in silence that your eyes will never see, but your spirit will always feel. You felt the weight of something pressing on your chest at night, the inexplicable heaviness that came before breakthrough, and the fatigue that had no logical source. That was spiritual warfare, the clash between light and darkness over your purpose. But here is what hell underestimated. You endured. You stood your ground, even when you didn't understand what you were fighting. Heaven's armies were dispatched long before your tears hit the floor. Angels surrounded you when despair whispered you were alone. The Holy Spirit was interceding when you couldn't find words. You survived storms that weren't meant to test your comfort, they were meant to confirm your calling. The warfare was proof of your worth. You don't fight for what's empty. You only battle for what carries value. And the enemy knew something you didn't. He saw the anointing hovering over your life. He recognized your potential long before you did. And that's why the attacks intensified when you were closest to awakening. But today, heaven exposes the truth. You were never losing. The pressure was evidence that you were being promoted. You mistook resistance for rejection. But in reality, The resistance was building your spiritual muscle. God let you feel the struggle so that when victory came, you'd know who the true deliverer was. You remember those moments of confusion when you asked, "Lord, why is everything collapsing at once?" And yet, somehow, you're still standing. That's not luck, that's protection. The fire that tried to consume you only purified you. The enemy's best weapon failed because heaven's defense was greater. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 19, "The Lord God is my strength. He makes my feet like deer's feet, and he makes me tread on my high places." End part. That is the essence of your survival. You didn't escape the battle, you were elevated through it. Your footing grew firm where others slipped. You learned to walk through fire without smelling like smoke. Heaven was not absent. It was preparing you to tread on higher ground. The hidden battle has left marks on your soul, but they are no longer wounds. They are war medals. You carry proof that you have overcome. The very storms that sought to bury you have now become testimonies that lift others. What once made you cry now empowers you to command peace in others' chaos. Chosen one. Realize this truth. The warfare never comes to destroy, it comes to reveal. It reveals what you carry, who stands with you, and what hell fears. The enemy attacks revelation, not weakness. So every sleepless night was an announcement that something inside you was awakening. You may not have understood the scale of the battle, but heaven counted every strike, every tear, every moment you whispered, "God." He still trusts you. That faith became a sword that cut through darkness. The moment you refused to quit, the outcome was sealed. Now heaven stands before you and declares, the war is shifting. The same hands that shielded you now place a banner of victory over your head. The invisible war has reached a visible turning point. Peace is about to replace pressure. Glory is about to follow, groaning. And right here, in this sacred space, I want you to make a declaration not just with your voice, but with your faith. Type these words below as a sign that you've seen the battle and still believe, "I stand firm." End of 10. Write it. Chosen one. When you comment those 3 words, you're not just typing, you're testifying. You're marking this moment as your public declaration of endurance. Heaven reads faith written in action. Let your words become a spiritual banner that says, "I didn't quit. I'm still standing." Because when you confess it, the atmosphere shifts. The unseen armies recognize it. Your declaration becomes an echo across heaven that says, "The chosen one remains unshaken. The hidden battle is over. The light has won. And you, warrior of grace, stand victorious beneath the banner of divine triumph." When heaven pressed pause, you called it failure. You thought God had stepped away, that the silence meant he had changed his mind about you. But heaven's pause is not punishment, it is protection. It is the sacred stillness where divine timing catches up to your obedience. You were ready to move, but heaven saw what you could not. The path ahead wasn't ready for your feet. Chosen one. There are moments when God's love looks like delay. He shuts doors not because you are disqualified, but because you are too valuable to be misplaced. The pause was never rejection, it was refinement. Heaven was not saying no, it was saying not yet. Because I love you too much to let you walk unguarded. And, you see, when heaven presses pause, it is not the end of the story, it is the unseen edit that makes the testimony perfect. God pauses to rearrange people and places. He pauses to remove counterfeit opportunities that look right, but carry hidden ruin. He pauses to teach you stillness so that when movement returns, you move with purpose and not panic. There is divine power in divine pauses. They feel heavy. Yes, but they are holy. They are the moments when heaven rewrites your coordinates, when angels shift assignments, when blessings are redirected from hands that can't hold them to the hands of the chosen. The pause is the interval between promise and fulfillment, a silence pregnant with purpose. You remember the moments when nothing worked, when every effort returned empty. You tried to force open what God had sealed, and heaven's response was quiet. It wasn't indifference, it was mercy. Because sometimes your ambition runs faster than your grace, and when it does, heaven steps in, gently but firmly pressing pause before you hurt yourself with your own momentum. The hardest part of the pause is that it feels like absence, but the truth is, the pause is presence in disguise. God hides in stillness so that faith can learn to see without sight. When heaven presses pause, it's not that God has left, it's that He's too close for you to recognize Him. As the Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Those words are not a comfort for when things are easy. They are a revelation for when everything stops. They remind you that even the pauses are planned. Even the silence is scheduled. You are never drifting, you are being directed. The pause is the sacred ground between identity and destiny. When everything feels still, heaven is still working. God moves best in the invisible. Seeds do not grow in light, they sprout in the dark. In the same way, your pause was the soil of transformation. Every nothing season was secretly filled with divine movement. Heaven's pauses also test your heart posture. They expose whether you were chasing God or just His gifts. They ask the question, can you love Him when He's quiet? Because true faith doesn't fade when the spotlight dims, it grows roots in the dark. Chosen one. Your pause was heaven's strategy. You were being hidden in plain sight. People thought you'd fallen behind, but heaven was storing you in incubation, like an arrow drawn backward before release. The pull of delay was the preparation for acceleration. You were not forgotten, you were focused by heaven's hand. And now, the pause is lifting. The silence begins to sing again. What you learned in the stillness, humility, patience, discernment will now guide your steps as the path unfolds. The pause trained you to hear the subtleties of God's voice, to move only when He breathes, go. 1. So, don't despise the stillness that shaped you. Without it, you wouldn't recognize divine movement when it arrives. Heaven pressed pause, not to slow you down, but to synchronize you with its rhythm, because timing without alignment is disaster, but timing with alignment is destiny. Look closely. Chosen. 1. The pause is ending. The clock of heaven resumes its sound, and everything that once felt suspended begins to flow again. But this time, you move differently. You move with peace, with wisdom, with gratitude. The pause made you dangerous to darkness because it taught you patience, and patience terrifies the enemy more than passion. When heaven pressed pause, it wasn't withholding, it was preparing. Now, as you step forward. Do so with the calm of one who understands divine pacing. The stillness was never wasted. Every second of it built the strength you now carry, the clarity you now walk in, and the discernment that guards your steps. You are no longer restless. You are ready. The pause was God's signature of protection over your promise. And now, with heaven's quiet blessing, the music begins again. Rise, mighty one. You have lingered long enough in the shadows of waiting. The time for stillness has passed, and heaven now stirs the ground beneath your feet. You can feel it, the faint trembling, like the first heartbeat of spring after a long winter. Every buried seed within you begins to move, stretching toward light it cannot yet see. That's faith growth before proof, movement before clarity. You are being summoned from your quiet season into divine motion. Heaven is calling your name in tones of thunder and tenderness. You are not the same person who entered the storm. You emerge refined, renewed, and radiant. The cocoon that once confined you was never a prison. It was the womb of transformation. And now, like a butterfly breaking from its shell, you must spread your wings, though they still tremble with new strength. Chosen one, this is not the time to shrink back. Rise as the dawn rises after night, quietly but irresistibly. Your purpose has been kneaded, tested, and tempered. You are ready to carry light where others lost it. Rise not because you feel powerful, but because heaven commands it. When God says, rise, gravity itself loses its grip on you. You have spent too long apologizing for being chosen, hiding your fire to make others comfortable. But stars don't dim themselves. For night, they exist to pierce it. Let your life shine now, not in arrogance, but in obedience. Rise, because your rising will awaken others. Rise, because every battle behind you was training for this moment of becoming. As the ancient words recorded in Romans, chapter 8, verse 37 remind us, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. Oh, this is not the language of defeat, it is the anthem of the chosen. To rise is not to escape weakness, it is to stand in it with grace. It is to look at your scars and say, I am still here. The heavens applaud resilience more than perfection. You are stepping into a new spiritual altitude, where the air is thin, but the view is holy. Up here, fear can't follow. Doubt loses its voice. Every mountain that once intimidated you now becomes a platform beneath your feet. What once seemed impossible will become normal in this realm of faith. You'll realize that miracles are not interruptions, they are the natural language of heaven for those who dare to rise. And as you rise, let others rise with you. That's the true sign of divine elevation. It lifts more than one soul. When you share what God has done, you become a bridge between despair and hope. Someone out there is waiting for your light to confirm that dawn is real. So, if this word has reached the quiet corners of your heart, if something inside you whispers, this is for me, then don't let it end here. Just as a candle shares its flame without losing it, let your light travel. Like this message as a silent amen. Share it as a torch of hope to someone still stumbling in the dark. And if you have not yet joined this growing circle of chosen ones, subscribe, not as a ritual, but as a declaration, I refuse to walk alone. Each act of connection is like lighting another lantern in a long hallway of souls. You never know whose darkness your small flame will pierce. Rise, mighty one. Rise like the tide that refuses to stay low. Rise like the eagle that finds the storm and uses it to soar higher. Rise like the seed that breaks itself to bloom. Every act of rising is a quiet rebellion against despair. It tells the universe that light always wins. You are heaven's reminder that resurrection is not a story, it is a lifestyle. You live it every time you stand up again. The world needs that kind of living testimony. People who refuse to bow to circumstance because they know who called them. This Sunday marks your spiritual sunrise. Every part of you that once trembled with doubt now stands clothed in faith. The ground beneath you hums with divine purpose. Angels lean close, whispering. The chosen rises, and the heavens respond with the sound of victory, echoing through every realm that once opposed you. You were never meant to blend in, you were meant to blaze forth. So take this message as confirmation, not comfort. Heaven doesn't repeat itself unless the moment is crucial. This is that moment. You are that message. Rise, mighty one. The world waits for your light. The seal of favor breaks open. For so long, it felt as if the heavens were silent, as if something precious was locked behind an invisible gate, waiting for a key you didn't know you carried. But today, chosen one, the seal has been broken. The wind that once blew against you now shifts behind you, propelling you forward. The divine vault opens, and the blessings long stored begin to pour like golden rain upon the field of your faith. Every prayer you thought was forgotten has been preserved in heaven's archive. The timing had to align with your transformation. You are not who you were when you first asked. You have grown into the stature required to receive. The seal could not break until the vessel was ready. Heaven will never release what could crush you. It releases what can crown you. Do you feel it? That quiet trembling in your spirit. It is the sound of heaven's ink, signing your name again, on promises once postponed. The atmosphere around you is shifting. What was closed is opening. What was stagnant begins to move. The same God who sealed Joseph's destiny in the pit now releases your favor in the palace. Favor is not luck, it is divine endorsement. It is heaven's fingerprint on your efforts. You cannot manufacture it, you can only carry it. When the seal breaks, opportunities find you, resources chase you, and doors open without your knocking. But remember, favor is never random, it is a response to obedience. The moments you said yes when no one saw, the forgiveness you gave without applause, the prayers whispered when no one would understand, those were the keys that loosened the seal. Every act of quiet faith was heaven's cue to unlock something greater. Heaven now whispers, access granted. The favor you carry will speak louder than your resume, your background, or your credentials. When divine favor rests on you, even your shortcomings become instruments of glory. The stone that the builders rejected becomes the cornerstone of testimony. As heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 12, the Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of his bounty, to send rain on your land in season, and to bless all the work of your hands. No, this is that season. Chosen one. The storehouse of heaven is open. Rain falls not just to bless, but to reveal. Favor reveals what you carry, who stands with you, and what must shift around you. Some people will recognize it and draw near. Others will envy it and walk away. Don't grieve either response. Both are proof that the seal has truly broken. You will begin to notice small confirmations, unexpected messages, new connections, sudden peace where there was tension. These are the ripples of heaven's yes. The unseen hand of God is now publicly visible in the unfolding of your life. And yet, even as favor flows, humility must guide you, because favor without humility becomes fragile, but favor carried in gratitude becomes unstoppable. Chosen one, walk softly under this rain of blessing. Don't rush to prove anything. Just live in quiet confidence, knowing heaven itself is your witness. Every door that opens now is sealed by divine authority. No human hand can close it. And as you stand beneath this open heaven, I invite you to respond with a prophetic act, a declaration that you recognize this new flow. Type 444 in the comments. Let it be your sign of agreement, your way of saying, I receive what heaven has unlocked. Then, when you write those numbers, you're not performing a ritual. You're releasing faith into the atmosphere. It's like opening your hands under the rain and saying, I'm ready. Heaven moves through faith-filled action. And your words typed in simple belief become a signal that heaven cannot ignore. The seal has broken, but the release is continual. Blessings won't flood you to drown you. They'll flow in rhythm with your readiness. Heaven gives in portions that preserve peace, not overwhelm it. And each new wave will remind you of the one who trusted you with it. Your responsibility now is to steward, not just to celebrate. Guard what's been given. Keep your heart pure, your motives steady, and your gratitude loud. The favor that rests upon you is meant to shine light into dark places, not to build a throne for self, but an altar of testimony. Look up, chosen one. The rain doesn't stop when you praise, it multiplies. The seal of favor is open, and what was once withheld now finds its rightful owner. You were misjudged for a reason. Every whisper, every misunderstanding, every moment you were seen through the wrong lens, it all carried divine purpose. The world looked at you and saw inconsistency, but heaven saw construction. While others analyzed your flaws, God was refining your fire. Every misjudgment became the camouflage that protected your anointing until it was time for revealing. Chosen one. The rejection you faced was not accidental, it was orchestration. Heaven allowed some people to misunderstand you, so they would not manipulate what God was building inside you. You had to be hidden in plain sight, shielded by the disguise of ordinary, so that when your moment came, no one could take credit for your rise. The opinions of others were part of the training ground for humility. There were times you wanted to defend yourself, to explain your heart, to make others see what God had shown you in secret. But heaven whispered, "Be still." You were never meant to win their approval. You were meant to outlast their doubt. Sometimes, God allows false perception because truth needs time to mature. What looks like confusion is actually clarity in incubation. Remember Joseph, misunderstood by his brothers, labeled as arrogant, yet destined for authority. His dream made others uncomfortable because it revealed what they couldn't yet comprehend. You carry that same tension, the weight of divine potential wrapped in the simplicity of daily life. People misread you because they don't recognize the language of heaven on your spirit. You were not created to be easily understood. You were created to be spiritually discerned. And that's why misunderstanding feels like exile. It isolates you from those who cannot see. But in that isolation, God writes the most beautiful chapters. Solitude becomes sanctuary. Silence becomes strategy. As we are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 118, verse 22, "The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone." End of. Those words echo across time and land right at your feet. You were the stone others overlooked. Yet heaven reserved you for the foundation. Every insult became chiseling. Every dismissal became shaping. The pain that came from being unseen was heaven's way of refining your edges until you fit perfectly into purpose. Chosen one. Understand this. Divine selection often looks like earthly rejection. Heaven separates before it elevates. The very people who walked away were fulfilling prophecy. They were making space for the right ones to come. When God wants to shift your circle, He doesn't always explain. He exposes. People reveal themselves through their treatment of your waiting season. Those who can't handle your process can't be trusted with your promise. You have carried conversations in your heart that you could never speak aloud. You wanted to scream, "That's not who I am." But heaven said, "Let them talk." Their misunderstanding is your protection, because sometimes silence is the greatest sermon. Time becomes your defender. And truth, when it blooms, becomes undeniable. Now, what they couldn't see in you, they'll soon witness through you. The very ones who questioned your calling will watch the evidence unfold before their eyes. Not because you proved them wrong, but because God proved Himself faithful. You won't need vindication. You'll have validation from heaven. Think of the potter's hands again. Clay doesn't argue with the fingers that press it. It simply yields. Trusting the artist's vision, you are that clay. Every misunderstanding was a pressure point, shaping you into divine form. The pain of being unseen has produced depth in you that visibility could never offer. There is a sacred confidence rising in your spirit now, the kind that doesn't need to announce itself. You no longer need to be understood to be effective. You have learned to walk in quiet authority, knowing that heaven sees, even when man misreads. Your peace is your proof. Chosen one. Let this truth settle deep. Not everyone is meant to recognize you early. Some are divinely blinded, so they won't interfere with your incubation. Even Jesus was underestimated in His hometown. They said, "Isn't this the carpenter's son?" Yet the carpenter's son became the savior of souls. Misjudgment is a mirror, showing you who you no longer need to convince. Now, the misunderstanding has served its purpose. You are stepping into a season of unveiling. The same mouths that once doubted will declare, "Surely the Lord is with them." The rejection that wounded you becomes the stage for recognition. Heaven never wastes pain. It recycles it into purpose. Walk with grace toward those who misread you. Do not resent them, bless them. They were instruments of revelation. They revealed who you were not, so you could embrace who you are. Their blindness became your awakening. You were misjudged for a reason, and that reason is now complete. The shadows that once concealed you have lifted. The light finds you ready, resilient, radiant. Heaven's spotlight shines, not for performance, but for purpose. The world will soon see what heaven always knew. The rejected stone was royal all along. Heaven's ledger reveals your name, somewhere beyond the veil of sight, in realms untouched by time. Your story has been recorded, not as a mere sequence of events, but as a divine masterpiece in progress. Every sacrifice, every quiet act of faith, every tear you shed in silence, they have not disappeared into nothingness. They were written, inscribed in the eternal archives of heaven, where nothing righteous is forgotten. Chosen one. There are records above that bear your name in light. These records are not of failures or missed moments, but of faith that endured, when you prayed, though no one heard, when you forgave, though it hurt, when you chose love over bitterness. Heaven documented it all. The ledger is living proof that obedience never goes unnoticed. You may have thought your efforts were invisible, your goodness wasted, your faith unseen. But heaven has been tallying not your mistakes, but your moments of surrender. Angels witnessed every act of unseen endurance and recorded it as evidence that you belong to the remnant, the ones who do not quit, even when weary. There is a great unveiling taking place now. The heavenly record keepers have opened the scrolls, and your name shines among those marked for recompense, not as a reward for perfection, but as a testament of perseverance. Grace doesn't erase a history, it redeems it. Everything that once seemed lost has been reconciled in the divine balance sheet. For years, you lived in a tension between promise and pain, between prophecy and process. You questioned whether heaven truly noticed your labor. You wondered if your prayers evaporated before reaching the throne. But heaven whispers now, not one word you spoke in faith has been lost. The divine ink never fades. The ledger holds it all, every promise whispered over you and every amen you uttered through tears. It is written in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 16, "Then those who feared the Lord talked with each other, and the Lord listened and heard. A scroll of remembrance was written in his presence concerning those who feared the Lord and honored his name." That scroll is not symbolic, it is real. And your name, Chosen One, is written there. Heaven has kept receipts of your loyalty. Even in your weakness, you remained aligned with truth. Even when your strength faltered, your faith held. And now, the divine balance shifts. The season of remembrance has arrived. The things that once drained you will now repay you. The love you poured into barren soil will bloom unexpectedly. The prayers that seemed unanswered will suddenly echo back with fulfillment. Heaven's economy never forgets investment. It multiplies it in divine timing. The ledger of heaven also reveals justice. The wrongs that bruised you, the betrayals that silenced you, the losses that hollowed your heart, none of them escaped divine awareness. God has not overlooked your pain. He has logged it as currency for restoration. Every injustice is now being converted into recompense. You will not only recover, you will reap with interest. Chosen One. Heaven's remembrance is not passive, it is active. When God remembers, He moves. When heaven reads your name aloud, doors shift, timelines accelerate, and dormant promises awaken. The spiritual record room bursts open with light, and the scrolls are carried forth by angels like declarations of victory. You may not hear the sound, but the movement has begun. The divine signature beside your name authorizes restoration in realms both visible and invisible. Where there was lack, abundance comes. Where there was silence, divine response flows. The very atmosphere around you begins to bend in your favor, aligning circumstances to the entries written about you long ago. Do not be surprised when things suddenly work where they once failed. The shift is not random, it is recorded. You are walking into pre-written fulfillment. The ink of heaven's promise does not dry, it simply waits for its appointed moment to manifest. Let your heart rest. Chosen one. You are not overlooked, you are documented. Heaven has seen every hidden act of faith and every hour of endurance. The ledger is open, and your name glows brighter than before, not because of merit, but because of mercy. The book of remembrance is not a myth, it is your assurance. And now that your page has turned, heaven moves to fulfill what was written. The story continues, not as repetition of struggle, but as revelation of glory. What was long recorded is now being released. The wait is over. Heaven remembers you. The command has been issued. Heaven's decree has gone forth like thunder rolling across eternity. And your name is attached to its echo. What was once delayed no longer waits. The Father has spoken over your life, and no opposing force can revoke his word. You, chosen one, stand at the intersection of prophecy and fulfillment. The waiting season is ending because the divine command has been released. Let the chosen rise. This is not just poetic language, it is a literal shift in the spiritual atmosphere. The courts of heaven have ruled in your favor. What has been contested in the unseen realm is now resolved. Every obstacle that held you hostage has received an eviction notice. The same God who parted the sea for Israel now clears the path before you. The verdict of heaven reads, proceed in power. For years, your prayers ascended like incense, and heaven waited for divine alignment. Now the hour strikes. The command travels like lightning through every dimension, activating angels, unlocking resources, and aligning time itself with your purpose. You are stepping into divine momentum, and what took years to build will now unfold in moments. Chosen one. You must understand, heaven's commands are not suggestions. When God speaks, creation rearranges. The same voice that said, "Let there be light," now declares, "Let my chosen walk in fullness." You are not begging for breakthrough. Breakthrough has already been ordered on your behalf. You may feel unprepared, but heaven's call rarely comes when comfort is ready. It comes when destiny can no longer wait. The command doesn't ask for your perfection. It requires your participation. Step forward, even with trembling hands. Faith is obedience in motion. The voice that spoke to Moses through the burning bush now speaks within your spirit. Go forth. And though you may still see red seas before you, remember the water only parts when feet touch the edge. The miracle is waiting on movement. The ancient words recorded in Isaiah, chapter 55. Verse 11 declare, "So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish what I purpose and succeed in its work." That is the weight of this moment. The command over your life cannot return void. It must complete its assignment. You have been chosen not just to survive this life, but to fulfill divine prophecy through your obedience. Every word spoken over you by heaven now races toward completion. Do you sense it, the shift? The acceleration? Things that once resisted you now cooperate. Conversations that never happened now flow. Paths once hidden begin to appear. You are walking under a decree, and everything around you recognizes the authority upon your name. The world may not understand why doors open so suddenly, why favor multiplies, or why peace surrounds you in chaos, but you do. It's the command. It's heaven's yes echoing louder than every earthly no. But this command is not merely to bless you, it is to commission you. You are not just a recipient of favor, you are a carrier of divine order. Heaven issues decrees through people who dare to listen. Every step you take in faith releases ripples of change in others' lives. You are both message and messenger, chosen one. Take this seriously. To ignore heaven's command is to delay someone else's breakthrough. Your obedience is not private, it's contagious. Every time you act on God's voice, chains break somewhere else. That is why your hesitation has been so heavily attacked. The enemy knows one obedient heart can shake generations. Now it is your turn to respond, not with fear, not with delay, but with declaration. In this sacred moment, type these words below as a prophetic act. I obey now. Oh, write it with conviction, because it's more than a comment, it's a covenant. When you declare those 3 words, you align your will with heaven's decree. You're saying, Lord, I may not understand the path, but I trust the voice. And heaven responds to trust faster than talent. Let those words seal your obedience. Let them echo beyond your screen, rising as an offering that heaven cannot ignore. This is the language of those who have truly heard. It is not a performance, it's participation in divine will. The command has been issued. Heaven waits not for more signs, but for your step. Move. Chosen one. Move with reverence. Move with boldness. Move, knowing that every movement is a sermon. Angels smash beside you, and time bends to accommodate your obedience. The order stands eternal. Rise, go, fulfill. The command is alive, and so are you. Sunday's covenant hour has arrived. Not the Sunday marked by calendars, but the one written in heaven's timeline, the hour where divine promises shake off dust and stand upright again. The atmosphere feels thicker, charged with an unspoken knowing. You sense it deep in your chest. That quiet pull, the feeling that something unseen is about to unfold. It's as if heaven has leaned closer, whispering, "We are here." This is the moment where the sacred and the ordinary touch. It's where eternity brushes against your today. Chosen one. This hour is not about religion, it's about relationship. It's not a ritual, it's a renewal of covenant. A personal vow between Creator and creation. Heaven is not inviting you to perform, but to remember that before the world named you, God already knew you. Before you failed, He forgave. Before you doubted, He destined. When heaven calls this hour, everything pauses to listen. The stars that mark seasons bow to it. The winds hush. Even your worries hesitate, unsure if they still have permission to speak. Because when covenant time comes, nothing else can compete with the voice of the eternal. You have walked through storms, through lonely valleys, through seasons that seemed endless, and yet you're here, breathing, believing, becoming. That is the evidence of covenant. It means that even when you forgot the promise keeper did not forget you. As the Word of God declares in the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 23, "Let us hold fast the confession of our faith without wavering, for He is faithful, who promised." This is the hour when that verse becomes flesh in your life. the faith you held through tears, through silence, through confusion. It was never wasted. Every why you whispered in the dark has been gathered and exchanged for revelation. Heaven was not ignoring you, it was interceding for you. Covenant moments often appear simple, almost invisible. A whisper in the heart, a shift in your breathing, the sudden awareness that you are known, completely and tenderly. That is covenant. It's heaven saying, I remember you. This is why you're feeling stirred, even as you read. Your spirit recognizes the tone of home. The covenant hour speaks in a language your soul never forgot. It calls you by name and invites you to stand once again in alignment with divine intention. Chosen one. Think of it like a garden after rain. The soil softens. The air smells new. And the roots that waited beneath the surface finally stretch upward. That's what this moment is doing inside you. It's softening the ground of your faith, preparing it for growth. You are about to bloom again, not by striving, but by surrendering. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do in covenant is simply to say, I'm still here, because being here alive, aware, hopeful, is proof of divine continuity. It's the sign that the thread between heaven and you was never broken, just tested. And as you stand in this sacred hour, take a moment to breathe in grace. Let it fill the spaces where anxiety used to live. Let it flow into your bones, steady and warm. The covenant is being renewed, not by your perfection, but by your presence. You showed up, and heaven honors that. Let this word settle like morning dew. If it touches your spirit, if something inside you feels seen and soothed, then let the world know light still speaks. Like this message, not as a click, but as a kit. Amen. Share it as a candle passed from your hand to another's night. There's someone out there drowning in silence, waiting for a reminder that God hasn't forgotten. Let your act of sharing be that rescue. And if this flow of divine truth nourishes your soul, then subscribe, not as a follower, but as a fellow traveler of light. Joining this circle means walking together through revelation, healing, and awakening. It's not about algorithms, it's about alignment. When you stay connected, you keep the current of heaven flowing through you week by week, word by word, because every time you return here, you don't just listen, you recalibrate. The noise of the world fades, and your spirit remembers how to hear again. This is what covenant does. It restores rhythm between heaven and earth, between faith and breath. Sunday's covenant hour will not end when the video does or the words fade. It continues every time you choose faith over fear, peace over panic, worship over worry. You are the covenant's continuation, the living contract of God's unbreakable faithfulness. So, as you step away from this sacred stillness, carry the sound of it in your spirit. Let your day become an altar, your breath a prayer, your kindness a reflection of covenant kept. Because heaven is not distant, it is happening through you. Right now, this is your Covenant Sunday, the hour of remembrance, the hour of renewal, the hour where heaven and your heart say, together, it is time. Oh, the chains of delay shatter. You may not have heard the sound, but the realm of the Spirit just shook. The clang of broken metal rings across eternity as every restraint that once held your progress is split apart by divine decree. The waiting that once felt endless now meets its expiration. Time itself has turned in your favor. The unseen barriers that weighed down your destiny dissolve like mist before the morning sun. Chosen one. The delay was real, but it was never final. Every obstacle that stood before you was only temporary scaffolding, something heaven used to build a higher purpose. You thought the waiting meant denial, but it meant construction. Behind the slow unfolding of your life, angels were rearranging timelines, aligning people, preparing resources. What looked like stagnation was sacred synchronization. Now, the invisible locks click open. What was once restrained begins to flow freely. The prayers that hung unanswered above your head are suddenly released. The words you spoke in faith years ago, maybe even forgotten by you, still hovered before God's throne, waiting for this appointed moment. And now, at last, the divine hand reaches out and says, "Now." The chains fall, not because of your effort, but because of His authority. No power in creation can resist the sound of that command. Every spiritual delay bows before it. The walls you could not move crumble, not by might, not by strength, but by spirit. Chosen one. Feel the air shifting around you. You are stepping into acceleration. Things that took years to form will now take weeks. Conversations that once required striving will unfold naturally. The currents of favor flow in your direction because heaven has declared completion over your delay. As the apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 17, "Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom." Oh, freedom. This is what you feel stirring. It's not just external liberty, it's the release of inner pressure. You've carried invisible chains, chains of hesitation, fear, and self-doubt far too long. They clung not to your body, but to your belief. And now, those chains melt under the fire of revelation. You see, delays don't only happen outside us, they happen within. The greatest restraint is not time, but unbelief. Heaven often waits not for days to change, but for your heart to open. And now that your faith has matured through the wilderness, heaven responds immediately. Every gate that was barred by hesitation swings wide. The shattering of delay also brings clarity. When chains break, you see what was hidden behind them. You realize that not every detour was an enemy attack. Some were divine redirections. You see why certain people couldn't stay, why specific opportunities faded, why doors that looked promising refused to open. Each no you received was heaven's protection from premature exposure. Now, when you look back, you'll recognize the pattern. Every apparent delay was timed perfectly. You weren't late, you were being aligned. If God had released you earlier, the blessing might have broken you. But now, you stand tall, seasoned, unshaken, ready, chosen one. It's important to honor the waiting, even as it ends. Don't resent the chains that once restrained you. They taught you patience, humility, and endurance. You wouldn't appreciate freedom without them. What was forged in confinement now glows with authority. You are not the same person who entered delay. You have become someone delay could not destroy. The breaking of chains does not only set you free, it sends a signal into the spiritual realm. When heaven breaks one shackle, the vibration of that act ripples through generations. Someone else's freedom is now linked to yours. As you rise, others feel permission to rise. As you move forward, the wind of your obedience clears the path for many. The Lord does not simply remove barriers, He transforms them. What once blocked you now becomes your bridge. You'll walk on what tried to bury you. The dust of old disappointments becomes the foundation for miracles. Listen to the silence after the shattering. Do you hear it? That quiet hum. It's peace. The kind of peace that says, "It's done." The storm has spent its energy. The warfare has lost its voice. You stand in the aftermath of divine intervention, surrounded by the stillness that follows victory. You may notice in coming days that your thoughts are lighter, your prayers clearer, your steps quicker. That's what happens when weight lifts. Delay, drain, vision. But freedom revives it. Ideas that felt distant now flow freely. Hope that seemed buried awakens. Heaven wants you to know you are not behind schedule. You are precisely on time. Every second of waiting has matured you for this moment. Every pause was precision. Every silence was strategy. And now, every chain lies shattered at your feet, powerless and forgotten. So, walk forward, not with haste, but with holy confidence. You don't need to run to catch up. You're already aligned with divine timing. Heaven's rhythm beats in your steps now. You are free not just to move, but to become. Your miracle is in motion. The wheels of heaven are turning, and what once felt impossibly still is now alive with movement. The shift is subtle but unstoppable. You can sense it in your spirit, a quiet current pulling you towards something extraordinary. This is not wishful thinking, it is divine orchestration. What you prayed for, cried for, and nearly gave up on, has already left heaven's hand. It is traveling toward you even now. Chosen one. The movement of miracles is rarely loud. It doesn't come with fireworks or fanfare. It begins as a whisper, a slight rearranging of what you thought was permanent. Suddenly, closed doors start creaking. Hearts once hardened begin to soften, and situations that seemed dead begin to stir. That's the rhythm of heaven miracles disguised as moments. When God moves, He moves with precision. Every detail aligns like stars, falling into perfect pattern. The timing of your miracle is not delayed, it's divine. You didn't miss it. It was maturing while you were waiting. Miracles, like seeds, need the right season to bloom. You may not see the full picture yet, but evidence is forming all around you. Conversations are shifting. Favor is finding you. Provision is appearing in places you never expected. The miracle doesn't come from where you're looking, it comes from where you least expect. Because heaven loves to surprise those who trust in silence. You've endured long nights believing this day would never come. You've whispered prayers into the dark, wondering if heaven was listening. But every syllable was stored. Every tear was caught. Every act of faith became fuel for what's happening now. As the Apostle Paul wrote in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 5, verse 7, "For we walk by faith, not by sight." That verse is not a reminder, it's a revelation. You were never meant to see the miracle before you believed. You were meant to believe until it became visible. That's what's happening right now. Faith has reached its threshold, and manifestation follows. The unseen is stepping into the scene. Chosen one. Sometimes your miracle doesn't look like a miracle at first. It may arrive wrapped in transition, in small beginnings. in unexpected changes. But don't dismiss what's different. It's divine. Heaven rarely announces a move. It simply moves. And the wise recognize the tremor beneath the ordinary. Even now, angels are arranging encounters, sending messages, aligning divine appointments. People you've never met are being prepared to carry blessings toward you. Doors are being oiled to open smoothly when you arrive. The traffic of heaven is busy with your name. Your miracle is not in delay, it's in transit. And the enemy cannot intercept it because it's sealed with the blood of covenant. What belongs to you cannot be stolen. It can only be revealed. In this sacred moment, I want you to do something prophetic. Type 555 in the comments right now. That's not a ritual. It's a recognition. It means grace multiplied. Alignment complete. Transformation unfolding. When you write that number, you're not calling for a miracle. You're acknowledging it's already moving. Your simple act of faith becomes a spiritual signal. Heaven sees it. Angels interpret it. You're saying, I believe it's happening, even before I see it. That's the language of faith that accelerates fulfillment. Chosen one. This is your confirmation. The miracle you've been praying for is no longer future. It's present. It's not approaching. It's arriving. The steps you take from now on are not toward breakthrough. They are within breakthrough. You might begin to feel a strange ease, a calm that doesn't match your circumstances. That's a sign the miracle has entered your atmosphere. It's heaven's peace announcing. Delivery is near. When divine peace precedes the manifestation, it's because heaven always arrives quietly before it appears loudly. Let gratitude rise within you, like morning light. Don't wait to see it before you celebrate. Rejoice now. Miracles multiply in the soil of thanksgiving. When your heart says thank you before your eyes see proof, you invite the impossible to take shape faster. Remember, your miracle is not random, it's relational. It's heaven's response to your steadfast trust. The same hand that began the promise will complete it. You are not chasing what's coming, it's chasing you. It knows where to find you because it's drawn by your obedience. Lift your head. Chosen one. The clouds of doubt are clearing. The wind is shifting. The miracle is closer than breath, already brushing against the borders of your reality. You don't need to strive, just stay open. The moment your heart aligns fully with faith, the invisible becomes visible. Your miracle is not on its way. It's here. The light that terrifies darkness has awoken within you. It was never gone, only guarded. For too long, you thought the weight you carried was weakness. But it was the pressure of glory trying to break through. You are not fragile, you are luminous. And that light you bear is not ornamental. It is a weapon forged in divine fire. The same spirit that hovered over creation now burns inside you. Fierce and unyielding. Chosen one. Light does not negotiate with darkness. It doesn't argue, doesn't explain. It simply shines. And shadows retreat. You have been walking unaware of how powerful your presence truly is. Every room you enter shifts atmosphere because your very being radiates the essence of heaven's authority. The world may not name it, but the spirit realm recognizes it immediately. The enemy knows your illumination and trembles. There were seasons when you questioned why certain people pulled away, why you were misunderstood, why peace left certain spaces when you entered. It wasn't rejection, it was reaction. Darkness cannot stay comfortable near light. You didn't lose connection, you revealed contrast. For too long, you tried to dim yourself to keep peace with those who preferred comfort over conviction. You hid your discernment, silenced your intuition, and pretended not to see what heaven showed you. But the season of shrinking is over. Heaven does not light candles to hide them under baskets. You were lit for visibility, anointed for impact, appointed for exposure. The battles you fought weren't just tests, they were proof of brightness. The greater the light, the stronger the shadow's resistance. The sleepless nights, the waves of heaviness, the unexplainable warfare, all signs of the intensity you carry. Hell doesn't waste energy attacking what is harmless. It only targets what threatens its dominion. And now, after enduring the furnace, your glow is pure, refined, and unstoppable. The fire that once tried to consume you has instead consecrated you. You shine not because of what you've avoided, but because of what you've overcome. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 5, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." This is your identity. You are not trying to become the light, you are it. Every act of kindness, every moment of mercy, every prayer whispered in faith radiates energy that disrupts chaos. Light is not only illumination, it is revelation. Through you, others will begin to see. Chosen one. Never underestimate the quiet strength of radiant souls. They don't need to shout to shift atmospheres. Light works silently, yet irresistibly. It exposes, softens hearts, and brings clarity to confusion. You were made to do exactly that. Bring order where disorder has reigned. When you walk into spaces thick with spiritual heaviness, don't be afraid of the tension you feel. That resistance is proof that your presence carries authority. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead gives your words weight and your silence power. Even your stillness speaks warfare. Darkness fears exposure. It hides in confusion, thrives in silence, and trembles when truth enters. And you, bearer of divine light, are a vessel of truth. The reason the enemy tried to drown you in insecurity was simple. He wanted you to question your glow. But heaven never questions light. It commands it. There's a radiant calm that comes from knowing who you are. You don't chase validation because you know visibility isn't the goal. Impact is. The lamp doesn't beg the room to notice it. It simply fulfills its function. Shine quietly, faithfully, consistently. You don't need permission to be what you already are. And when darkness rises around you, fear, confusion, division, remember this: light never flees the night. The night exists so light can prove its purpose. You are that proof. Every time you choose forgiveness over bitterness, truth over comfort, compassion over revenge, you declare war on darkness. The world is desperate for such light. It doesn't come from talent or platform, but from presence holy, grounded, and authentic. Your life itself becomes illumination. You carry the torch that reminds others they are not forgotten. Even when you speak softly, heaven's radiance flows through your voice. Do not worry about how bright you appear to others. True light does not measure itself. It simply burns until the mission is complete. Keep shining even when unnoticed, because the unseen realms are always watching. Angels take note of every flicker of obedience. The heavens rejoice at every gleam of grace that leaves your soul. And know this, chosen one, your light is not fragile. It cannot be extinguished by criticism, dimmed by loss, or shadowed by fear. It was lit by the breath of God Himself. And no darkness has the authority to undo what He has ignited. So walk as the light you are. Wherever your steps fall, the night trembles. Wherever you speak, hope rekindles. You are illumination incarnate, heaven's living lantern in a world desperate for dawn. Guard what is holy. Now that the favor has fallen and the light has been revealed, the next call from heaven is not about expansion, it is about preservation. What God has entrusted to you is sacred, fragile in its infancy, and powerful in its potential. Every blessing carries weight. Every anointing attracts attention. And every open door must be guarded with discernment. The miracle is not just to be celebrated, it must be stewarded. Chosen one. The enemy does not waste energy attacking the barren. He targets what bears fruit. The moment heaven's blessing touches your life, distraction comes disguised as opportunity. The spiritual realm moves quickly after victory, either to multiply it or to manipulate it. This is why you must now protect what has been placed in your hands with both humility and wisdom. Guarding the holy is not about paranoia, it is about awareness. It is knowing that sacred things lose power when shared carelessly. Some revelations are meant for the secret place, not the public square. Some dreams are meant to be written in prayer, not shouted into noise. The quietness that surrounds new blessings is not silence, it is strategy. Heaven often conceals what it values most. You have learned that not everyone who claps for you carries clean hands. Not everyone who listens deserves to hear the details of divine dealings. Sometimes protection means staying silent while others speculate. Let them wonder, heaven will vindicate. Truth does not need a press release, it just needs time. Guard what is holy within you as well. The new peace that has entered your heart, protect it from the poison of gossip, fear, and comparison. The serenity you now feel is proof that heaven has taken residence in your soul. Do not trade that peace for petty conflict or empty approval. When God dwells within you, every careless word can disturb the atmosphere of His presence. As we are reminded through the writings of Paul in the first letter to Timothy, chapter 6, verse 20, or Timothy, guard what has been entrusted to your care. Turn away from godless chatter and the opposing ideas of what is falsely called knowledge. Now, those words stretch through time and speak directly to your season. What has been entrusted to you is not just blessing, it is responsibility. Heaven watches how you hold what you've received. To guard the holy means to carry it with reverence, to move slowly, to think deeply before you speak, and to recognize that divine things are not toys, but treasures. Chosen one. The world is full of noise, endless voices offering opinions, interpretations, and illusions of truth. If you're not careful, you can lose the stillness that allows heaven's voice to be heard. Protect your quiet. Protect your prayer space. Protect the people and places that feed your peace. Holiness flourishes in boundaries, not chaos. There will be moments when the temptation to overshare rises. The excitement of your breakthrough might compel you to announce it prematurely. Resist it. Some miracles die in the open air of exposure. Let God finish what He started before you reveal it. When it is time to speak, Heaven will prompt you. Until then, guard in silence what grace has planted. Guarding the holy also means guarding your vision. You cannot carry divine dreams while entertaining toxic conversations. Every time you entertain doubt or envy, it erodes the purity of what God has built within you. Protect your spiritual sight by surrounding yourself with faith-filled voices, those who nurture, not drain. The treasures you now hold: peace, wisdom, favor are not for flaunting, they are for fueling your assignment. You have been entrusted with influence, not for control, but for compassion. Steward your words like currency. Let every sentence carry weight and kindness. The more heaven entrusts, the greater the call to discipline. Not all battles require response. Not every accusation deserves your energy. Sometimes the strongest defense is to stay grounded and let the fruits speak for themselves. The holy cannot be defended by argument. It proves itself through endurance. And remember, guarding does not mean isolation. It means intentionality. It means living aware that what you carry is rare. The anointing is not a gift to hoard, but a flame to tend. If you neglect it, the world grows dimmer. If you protect it, others will find their way by its light. Guard what is holy: your time, your peace, your purity, your faith. Heaven entrusted you with more than a promise. It entrusted you with representation. You are now a living testament of divine reality. Carry it with care, speak it with grace, and protect it with prayer. Because what you guard today will guard you tomorrow. The crown of glory is being restored, not a crown of gold or jeweled splendor, but one forged in endurance and trimmed with grace. It's the invisible crown, the kind heaven recognizes before the world ever sees. For a long time, it felt as though it had slipped from your head, as though you were walking bare and forgotten through seasons that stripped your confidence. But today, chosen one, heaven bends near and places it back upon you. What shame removed, honor now returns. This is not reward, it is restoration. You are not receiving something new, you are recovering something that was always yours. Every tear that rolled down your cheek in silence polished this crown. Every moment you chose forgiveness over revenge reinforced its band. Every act of faith you performed in secret was another jewel heaven embedded into it. When heaven restores, it doesn't give you back what you lost, it multiplies it. You're not being repaid with equality, you're being elevated through redemption. What once was heavy with grief now glows with glory. Chosen one. Imagine a tree standing through harsh winter winds. It looks barren, lifeless, and forgotten, yet beneath its frost-covered bark, sap still flows, life still breathes. When spring finally arrives, that same tree bursts with color more vivid than ever before. That's you. This is your spring. Your crown gleams because your roots refuse to die. As the Apostle Peter declared in his first letter, chapter 5, verse 10, the God of all grace, who called you to his eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered a little while, will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast. That is the essence of your restoration: strength, firmness, steadfastness. These are the jewels of your crown. They don't sparkle under spotlights, they shine in storms. You've learned how to stand when winds roar, how to believe when sight fails, How to love when hearts close. These are not small victories, they are miracles wearing human form. Your crown isn't placed on your head for display, it's placed there for duty. The world needs to see living proof that ashes can become beauty, that brokenness can give birth to brilliance. Every time you choose compassion instead of bitterness, you polish the metal of that crown until it gleams with heaven's reflection. Chosen one, wear it humbly. Don't let pride dull its glow. And don't let fear convince you it's too heavy. It was shaped for you, measured by the same hands that molded your purpose. No one else could carry it, because no one else walked through your fire. You are stepping into a season of visible redemption. Restoration will not be quiet, it will be radiant. People will look at you and wonder how you survived, how you healed, how you're still standing. And you'll smile, not because you have all the answers, but because you know who held you together when you couldn't hold yourself. If these words reach that tender place in you, the one that still aches from old losses, let them settle gently. Your restoration is not coming, it's already here, unfolding like dawn across your spirit. The crown is not just a symbol of victory, it's a reminder of belonging. You are loved, chosen, and crowned by grace itself. And if this truth has found you at just the right time, let gratitude rise within you, like this message, not as a click of agreement, but as a nod of acknowledgement. Yes, I receive what heaven is restoring. Every like becomes a spark in this growing constellation of faith, lighting up the night for others still walking through their own winters. Share it as an act of kindness, a way of saying, here, let this light touch you too. Somewhere, someone has their head bowed under the weight of shame, unaware that their crown is waiting. Your act of sharing could be the moment heaven uses to lift their head again. And if these words have watered your weary soul, subscribe not to a channel, but to the rhythm of restoration. Stay connected so that this flow of renewal continues week after week, breath after breath. This space isn't just about words, it's about rebuilding what life tried to take. Together, we rise, reminding one another that no crown is ever truly lost when heaven is the king. Finally, take a moment to comment, even just a few words from your heart. Speak from the soil of gratitude. Or simply say, I'm crowned again. Let your words become a public declaration of what God has privately done, because when you testify, you turn personal healing into collective hope. Chosen one, your head is lifted, your crown restored, your dignity redeemed. Walk forward gently, but boldly. The glory that rests upon you is not decoration, it's destiny. And as you move, the heavens whisper in unison, behold, the crowned one rises. In no, the nations will hear. What began in whispers will soon resound like a trumpet blast across distances you cannot imagine. The testimony that once seemed small, private, and personal is about to echo beyond your borders. Heaven never intended your story to stay contained. It was meant to ripple outward, touching hearts and stirring souls in places your feet may never walk. Chosen one, the light that now burns within you has a global purpose. You were never an isolated flame, but part of a constellation that heaven is forming across the earth. Every word you speak in truth, every act of love, every prayer released in faith sends vibration into the world. The sound of obedience travels farther than noise. You once wondered why your pain had to be so deep, why your lessons had to be so severe. It is because heaven was writing not a local message, but a universal one. The deeper the wound, the stronger the resonance. God refines his messengers through pressure, so that when they finally speak, their words carry the weight of eternity. You are one of those voices. Do not think it strange that you feel called to things bigger than yourself. Destiny always feels oversized. At first it stretches you until you can carry the magnitude of heaven's intent. The message you bear is not for one people, one city, one moment. It is for generations. You carry a sound the world has been waiting for. It's not loud, but it's pure. It's not forceful, but it's unbreakable. The nations will hear, not because of your volume, but because of your authenticity. True power does not shout. It resonates. As the psalmist wrote in the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 4, their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. This is the prophecy now unfolding through your life. The words that have been forged in your wilderness will travel far. The testimony you once thought was too painful to tell will become a lifeline to many. There is no boundary too thick, no culture too distant, that the Spirit cannot cross through a surrendered voice. Chosen one. Heaven will use your story like wind uses seed. It will carry fragments of your obedience into soil you'll never see. Somewhere, across oceans or cities or screens, someone will breathe easier because you kept your faith alive. You won't always witness the impact, but heaven will show you glimpses, small confirmations that remind you you're part of something vast and holy. Your voice doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be willing. God amplifies surrender more than skill. When you speak, heaven breathes through your imperfections, transforming ordinary words into living water for thirsty souls. What feels like a whisper to you becomes a waterfall of grace in someone else's desert. This is why your preparation was so long and your pruning so painful, because your reach will be wide. Heaven cannot afford to send unrefined vessels to speak to nations. You have been purified, not for personal comfort, but for global purpose. The furnace that once felt cruel was shaping your tone, refining your motives, deepening your compassion. Now, as the seasons shift, the wind of heaven carries your sound further. Your life itself becomes a sermon. Your endurance, a message. Your restoration, a melody that harmonizes with the cries of many hearts. People will not merely hear you, they will feel you. Because what flows through you is real. Chosen one. This is legacy. The miracle that began within you will multiply beyond you. Generations will trace their faith back to your perseverance. Your obedience becomes inheritance. What you do in faith today becomes someone else's foundation tomorrow. There is a sacred dignity in this call. You are not being elevated for applause, but entrusted for assignment. Heaven does not seek fame. It seeks influence. Influence shaped by integrity, anchored in compassion, and carried by humility. You are that vessel. The nations will hear, but not because you shout. They will hear because your life rings true. Your words will travel on the current of authenticity, reaching ears tuned by pain and hope alike. And wherever they land, light will bloom. So stand tall, not in pride, but in quiet certainty. You are part of a divine broadcast, a message written not on pages but in lives. The nations will hear not of your name, but of his glory revealed through you. Heaven rejoices over you. The sound cannot be heard by human ears, but it shakes the foundations of eternity. There is music in realms, unseen choirs of light singing over your obedience, trumpets of triumph echoing across the vastness of heaven's expanse. You may not feel extraordinary, yet the moment you chose faith over fear, something shifted in the courts of glory. Your name was spoken with joy, and heaven's gates blazed with celebration. Chosen one. Heaven rejoices, not because you are perfect, but because you persevered. The Father delights in endurance more than achievement, in sincerity more than success. You stumbled, but you rose. You wept, but you worshipped. You doubted, but you didn't depart. Every act of quiet trust became incense before his throne, a fragrance that angels recognized as victory. There are moments when you forget how sacred your journey truly is. You see the smallness of your steps, but heaven sees the immensity of your obedience. You measure progress in outcomes. Heaven measures it in faithfulness. You think, I haven't done much. But the angels see the ripple effects of your surrender spreading like rings through eternity. Every yes you gave God reverberates beyond time. The Father is not watching you with scrutiny. He is watching you with pride. When you speak his name with trembling lips, heaven leans closer. When you extend kindness in the midst of pain, the hosts of heaven record it as worship. When you forgive, heaven calls it warfare. Every unseen moment of grace you've lived has made the heavens sing louder. There's a mystery hidden in divine joy. It doesn't wait for endings. Heaven celebrates in the middle. While you're still walking through unfinished chapters, heaven already sees the final page. It rejoices in advance, confident that the author never fails his own story. You, chosen one, are that story written in grace, bound in mercy, and sealed in victory. The word of the Lord through the Gospel of Luke, chapter 15, verse 10, declares, "There is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents." In this moment, all the realms of creation align to witness your becoming. The light you carry was not ignited to flicker for a season. It was kindled for eternity. You are not merely walking toward destiny, you are walking within it. Heaven's celebration is not a future event. It's an ongoing symphony that accompanies every faithful step you take. Chosen one. Pause and let that truth sink deep. Heaven rejoices now. Even while you heal, while you learn, while you rebuild, you do not need to arrive to be adored. The journey itself is holy. The path beneath your feet is sanctified by grace. Every breath you take in faith is worship to the one who formed you. You've carried burdens so heavy that you sometimes forgot you were beloved. You thought your purpose depended on your performance, but it never did. It depends only on his promise. Heaven rejoices, not because you've earned it, but because you've embraced it. Mercy has marked you. Love has claimed you. Eternity has recognized you. If you could hear it now, the sound would undo you, the roar of angelic praise, the laughter of heaven's courts, the music that swells every time you choose hope again. Each note is a declaration. The chosen still stands. No, this is what the entire journey was leading to, not applause from the world, but celebration in heaven. You have walked through deserts and storms, through silence and fire. and now the heavens release their sound of satisfaction. You have become what you were always meant to be, a living witness that light conquers darkness, that faith outlasts fear, that grace never fails. Heaven rejoices because the war for your soul has been won. The chains are broken, the record cleared, the covenant renewed. You are not simply forgiven, you are restored. The same voice that spoke galaxies into motion now speaks over you. Well done, you are not finished, but you are victorious. The crown rests securely, the favor flows freely, and the light burns steadily. You walk forward now as one who has survived the fire and carries its glow. Heaven watches, heaven smiles, heaven inks. And though the world may never hear the music that fills the skies above your head, your spirit does, deep down, beneath thought and breath. You can feel the rhythm, the divine melody of a heaven that never stops rejoicing over you. The celebration is not temporary, it is eternal. The heavens will continue to sing your name, not because you are flawless, but because you are faithful, and in that faithfulness, heaven finds its joy complete. The journey completes here, but the message lives on. You have walked through revelation after revelation. Each word, a step toward remembering who you are, God's chosen one. Heaven has not just spoken to you, it has confirmed you. What you have read was never just story, it was prophecy unfolding inside your spirit. Now pause, breathe. Let gratitude fill the space where doubt once lived. You have crossed through fire, silence, and promised to arrive here, restored, radiant, remembered. Heaven smiles, earth listens. The divine rhythm continues through you. If this journey has stirred something within, if it felt like heaven speaking your name, then like this message as your final Amen. Share it so that another wandering soul might remember their crown. Leave a comment, even a few words from your heart. It could be the light someone else needs to keep believing. And if you've walked these 17 steps with me and felt heaven's breath through each one, subscribe, not for content, but for connection. Let us keep walking together, carrying light into every dark place. The story does not end here. It simply turns the page. Heaven has spoken. The chosen have heard.